All right, Shalom. First, I'd like to start by saying all praise to Yahweh by Shemel Shai, by Shemel Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers of Israel in truth and sincerity. My name is Pt.1, and I'm here to prophesy about the downfall of America, just as well as the rest of the kingdoms around the world. The latest news that we have had in the news media is Trump basically stating that the U.S. is on the brink of World War III if they can't squash Ukraine and the Ukraine and Russia don't squash that beef they got, that little war they got going on. You know, and that's Bible prophecy. Ultimately constructed by Yahweh Shemel Shai, but he got the elites and their underlings orchestrating the ushering in of World War III. Whether they like it, accept it, or not, man. You got one set of elites that want to bring in the New World Order, and you got another set of elites that don't want to bring in the New World Order. Example, Russia, China, and their organizations, and under the BRICS organization, as well as other nations, because they see that the U.S. is on a decline, and they don't respect the U.S. no more. One, two, the U.S. was always a bully unto them, so their relationships are falling apart, So call off Yahweh Shemel Shai for that, because their relationships falling apart is the ushering in, or catalyst to the kingdom of heaven being established right here on planet Earth. Alright, this is Revelation chapter 9, verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. That's World War I has already passed. You got World War II, and World War III is what this is speaking on. World War II has already passed. Let me get that. Revelation chapter 11, verse 14, it says, the second woe, which means the Second World War, is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Right, World War II happened in 1945? Ended in 1945, somewhere around that time. It's only been, 70 years, about. But you done had so many other little events that didn't happen in between that, man. It ain't really been that long, man. Compared to when the end of the world started, it ain't been that long. This is the agenda of the Lord, though. The agenda of the elites also, but it's going to backfire on them. But let me see real fast. This is Job chapter 5 verse 12. It says, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty. Right. Their devices to bring in a new world order. Even if they got to have these world wars pop off to do so. Which that was the elite's plan from the get-go. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Right. The elites want to bring in the new world order. And they need these conflicts. They needed these conflicts and wars to happen. Right? So I don't know if I said it right in the beginning. The other nations don't want to bring in that new world order that the U.S. wants to bring in. If they did, they would have sided with the U.S. But the Lord is turning them against the U.S. And this has all been orchestrated by the elite banker families. The number one family is the Rothschild family. They call them the Illuminati. You heard about the 13 Illuminati bloodlines. There's a lot of people that you don't know about outside of the elites that's taking part in handing these things. Hold on. You know, but that's because they know that they got a short time though. They want this stuff to hurry up and speed up. That's why they had that little theater, that little mini movie happened between Zelensky and Trump. That was being orchestrated by the elites. Trump, you see Trump is still up his little signal. The little pyramid, upside down pyramid, that was all orchestrated, man. Even though a lot of this stuff is orchestrated, these nations are ultimately still getting into it because the Lord is turning them against each other. So I can bear with me. I'm on the phone already. She's up. It's cool. Scriptures say a house divided against each other, how can it stand? The U.S. is divided against the other nations that it was in cahoots with. Ukraine. Now there's an article that just came out that the U.S. is going to start back sharing intelligence and satellite intelligence on the positions of Russia. Starting soon. I forgot exactly the day. I didn't get to read all the way into that article, but they was just into it. This is in the book Satan Angels Exposed by Salem Kirby. Salem Kirby. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. My book is kind of ripped up, so I don't even have the first and the last page. That's because I'll be going through my books. It's good to buy these books so you can help edify the temple. This is on page 162 to start off. The three wars, planned or coincidence? Albert Pike's three Supreme Councils controlled 23 other subordinate groups throughout the world. It says the Mazzini-Pike plan was to control the world. How would this be accomplished? The plan was relatively simple. It called for, according to the writings of some, communism, fascism, and the struggle for the Mid-East to foment 3 global wars and at least 2 major revolutions. This is part of the Mazzini-Pike plan. So this was all planned out. What you see going on in the TV is all planned out. The First World War was to enable communism to destroy the Tsarist government of Russia and replace it with militant atheism. This came to pass, and we now see the results of this overthrow. The Second World War would begin by manipulating the government of Great Britain and Germany to start a world war. Hitler, however, accomplished this almost single-handed, bringing on World War II, and Hitler was a Rothschild. If I'm not mistaken, his father's last name, dang, I forgot that bit of information, but yeah, he was a Rothschild, man. The elite set up puppets to help bring in their agenda, like Trump, like Obama, just as well as puppets in the Middle East after they then overthrown countries. That's all that happened with the whole, what's his name? Hitler. It says, after this war, communism would then be in a position to destroy other governments and weaken religions. This also came to pass. Russia controls most of Europe, and the gospel had been effectively suppressed in many nations. This aesthetic movement has also successfully spread to China when China became closed to Christianity after World War II. World War III, it says the Mazzini-Pike blueprint also called for a World War III. This would begin by firing up the controversy between Judaism and the Muslim world. They hoped that the Zionists and Muslims would destroy each other and bring the rest of the world into a final conflict. And that's what you see going on with the whole Palestine versus Israelis, Hamas versus the Israelis, Hezbollah. Those are Arab nations. Hezbollah, Hamas, Palestine are Arab ruled by Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs. and the Israelis, who they were called the Jews, are Edomites according to the Bible. But everybody believed that those are the Jews and those are the Arabs fighting. This was all orchestrated by the elites, man. Because they want to bring in the New World Order. So what you see going on with Trump in the media is being orchestrated, man. Him saying World War III is finna happen. It's being orchestrated. He's being controlled and being told to say that World War III had already started because all the not all the nations, but a lot of those nations are into some type of conflict with each other. One, the major key people that's supposed to be into it to help bring in the new world. I mean, to help bring in World War III is Israel and the United States. Right now, you got the United States helping out Ukraine, giving them intelligence, sending them weapons, helping out Israel shoot down Iranian missiles. Israel is shooting missiles, shooting down drones, invaded Pakistan, shooting missiles into Syria, ran Assad up out of Syria. Ran Assad out of Syria. Syria is being backed by the Russians. Assad ran to Russia. What other conflicts we got? It's a lot of conflict going on down there, which line up with the Bible prophecy. See, the only thing happening, well, see, it's like an on and off type of situation. And a lot of stuff they're not saying nothing about. But the U.S. troops be down there involved, or have always been down there involved in some way. And you know they make mistakes. Whether it's a lie being orchestrated or not. But the ultimate, when the battle really get hot, is when the U.S. just outright declare, well, we are at war with Russia, and they start sending troops over there and they implement that draft. He just came out and said that we're on the brink of World War III. And all of it is happening according to prophecy, man. All right, back to the book. It says this, Armageddon, right? World War III is the Battle of Armageddon. Armageddon go back to the Hebrew word Harmageddon, which means mountain of troops. All the troops are going to be over there in that Middle Eastern conflict. All the troops, I mean, not all the troops, all the nations. A lot of those nations are over there right now, lending some type of aid, doing some type of patrol, or just gearing up and preparing from exercises. You know, but we've been telling you people this for the longest. A lot of people starting to take heed, and a lot of people not. But that's how you're supposed to know who a prophet is, man. By when they tell you something that's going to happen, then it comes to pass. It says this Armageddon would bring complete social, political, and economic chaos. While the Illuminati secret fruit, the Rothschild families, the 13 Illuminati banker families, and all the families that's up there on that level that they haven't mentioned, that people don't know, that's taken apart. While the Illuminati secret few may fan the fires, see, it's illustrated. It must be seriously questioned how much world influence this group has had in the last century. It is quite possible that these Illuminati schemes for 3 world wars are more recent inventions, post-dated to give authenticity to those who seek to blame the sin and suffering of today's world on some secret few. All right, that's enough. Right, man. So this is what's going on, man. And it ain't nothing nobody can do to stop what's going on. The elites ultimately are not going to accomplish the New World Order. Even though everything is going according to plan, you got a lot of nations with world this, world that, in the title of a lot of either corporations. Well, yeah, a lot of corporations, businesses. They using it in their everyday slang down there, or vocabulary. So you would think that you would, well, any person who's woke would notice that that's what's going on, man. Or supposed to know that that's what's going on. But yeah, they're not going to be able to bring in the New World Order because the Lord is going to put a stop to it. This is Job chapter 20. I'm going to start at verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short? Right, the triumphing of the wicked. Esau has been triumphing, man. And it's only been a short time. And the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. He swore in on the Bible, swore to uphold the laws, act as he was a righteous people, but he's really not. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his hair reach unto the clouds, that's his satellites, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Right, man. Eventually these Edomites are going to be done away with, man. After the 1,000 years of slavery, Because this new world order is going to fail. And the rest of the world is going to be put in subjection under the nation of Israel, man. And after Esau gets his 1,000 years of slavery, of captivity, he's going to be done away with. It says, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more. Neither shall his place any more behold him. Right, man? This devil rulership is going to be cut off. Right when he's trying to bring in his, Slakia. This devil is going to be done away with for all his atrocities that he has done to the blacks, Latins, and Native Americans, man. After his 1,000 years of slavery. But before that happened, this is the Job chapter 20, verse 23. I should have brought this one in first. When he is about to fill his belly, right when he think he's gonna get the grasp of the new world order, the full grasp of the new world order, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. That's the nuclear missiles, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Why are you trying to bring in that new world order? He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. That bow of steel is the nuclear missiles from the Russians, the Chinese, America's allies, the NATO and EU nations. Of those that got the nuclear capabilities. See, the Lord is turning the nations against Esau, against America. The Lord is even going to turn Britain, the mother of America, because everything is being ran by the elites from over there, man. Going to even turn Britain against America. That's how you know the Lord got full control. Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the horde. The horde is America. The 10 horns represents, were at first called the EEC, European Economic Community, then changed to the EU, which is the European Union. They have probably, I think, 29 nations now. They had 28 went to 29. I have to go back and see how many they got now. But those are America's allies. America is a part of that NATO group. So her own allies are going to turn against her. The people that she's cool with and been in bed with are going to turn against her, man. These shall hate the whore, America, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire through nuclear missiles. The nuclear missiles are going to make this place desolate. And then ain't going to be nowhere anyone could run from the nuclear missiles, man. No mountain, no bunker. You know, you got a lot of people trying to build bunkers. It's not going to save you. You got a lot of people that's trying to hide in the mountains. It's not going to save you. America's going to be made desolate, a desert land. The nuclear missiles can destroy mountains, especially how many nuclear missiles are going to hit this place. I forgot exactly the place that it happened. I had to bring that information out another time, but there's information out there of the nuclear missiles being tested underground and taking out mountains. The Lord hit America with 200 nuclear missiles, so they ain't got to test underground to destroy a mountain. They can hit that mountain head on. This is Obadiah, chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. And this was the Egyptian president, Nasir. They didn't arise up against America when he made this statement. If I'm not mistaken, this was in the 50s, but there's something I had to look back up. But the president was the Egyptian president, Abdul Nasir. Verse 2, it says, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Right? The heathen hate America. The heathens, them Arab countries, even now their own allies in Europe hate them. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, and this is Rock City. Everything is the ground, concrete, the buildings, brick. That's why it says dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks. This resembles Mount Seir, which was in the mountains. Just look it up. Whose habitation is high in them skyscrapers. That saith in their heart or their mind. Heart is Hebrew word for mind. That saith in his mind, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right, America don't think that they can be brought down. They feel as if they're the most powerfulest nation there is. With the well, they know now that they don't have the best military weaponry and deterrence. They know that now. They've been saying it lately. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, the America's signal or sign is the eagle. It's on the dollar, the quarter, etc. And though thou set thy nest among the stars, that nest is their what do you call that? Star Wars program. Weaponry in outer space, and they just created a space force military. It says, this will I bring thee down, said the Lord Yahweh. Right. So this happened around the 60s, 50s, 60s, when they set that Star Wars program in outer space. The Lord has been bringing them down since then. If these came to thee as robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Right, through his history. His history. Esau's history consists of what? Rape, rob, and murder. What the... Verse 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. This is Esau's allies. They are going to turn against him. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. See, they've been playing the U.S. for quite some time. And prevailed against thee, that they prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There was none understanding in him. Right. So the nations that eat thy bread is the U.S. is sending billions of dollars to these nations. And they accepting the money. They taking the money. The nations got rich off of the USA. But it was all a deception. They was playing America. They eventually going to aid and assist and shoot nuclear missiles at America. That's why I said, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. They're not at peace with the U.S. These nations that America is sending money to are not at peace with the U.S. The only person that's at peace with the U.S. and not deceiving the U.S. is Israel. It's going to be Israel and America to fight against the other nations. And prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There was none understanding in him. Right, man. So Esau thought that he was the one that was the smartest in the land. Like he knew what the fuck he was doing. But that was the Lord putting pride in him. And that pride is blinding him to the fact that it's all set up. See, the elites, they know, but they still got all this pride in them. That's what the Illuminati is about. Keeping everybody asleep from the truth. That the scriptures, the Bible is real. As well as them changing all the nationalities, changing the Lord's name to everybody. They lie and deceive the whole world, man. That's what the Illuminati is about. As well as trying to bring in a new world order. but they have been deceived. The Lord got them in the trick bag. This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. It says, "And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him." That's the Russians. We supposed to be prophesying against Russia, man. "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horsemen and horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." Right, man. The Lord turn thee back means that the Lord put that communist spirit back on them Russians and got them gearing up for this Third World War, which they already involved thus far with the fight against the Ukraine. Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmets. With shield and helmet, right. Gomer, which is, if I'm not mistaken, Gomer was Turkey, and all his bands, the house of Togomar, and the north quarters of the former USSR nations, and all his bands, and many people with thee, right. It's finna say, "Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself." So all these Russia got these new nuclear capabilities, new ICBM missiles, and I'm showing them the missiles that can carry nuclear payload, but they don't. The ones that they recently used on the Ukrainians, as well as the tanks that they have created. That's them being prepared and preparing for thyself. Thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Right? The Russians are being a guard unto these nations that the U.S. is beefing with, that the nation of Israel is beefing with. That's why you got the BRICS organization. They got more organizations established that people don't even know about between Russia and other nations, like other former USSR members, other European, the EU nations. Because the US was putting sanctions on everybody. Now they trying to tax a lot of the nations, and who are these nations turning to? The Russians. So the Russians is making pacts with them, and also protecting them. Meanwhile, that's happening. Trump is making more enemies every day. Trump is turning his own allies against him, man. All his friends, he's making them enemies against him, man. He coming up against all his friends, man. That's why they all going to eventually come up against America and destroy her. America was bullying these nations, making sure they stay in subjection. These nations was making money off of the U.S., so of course, since business good, they're going to keep the friendship. But it's all been a setup, and it's all coming to an end. The friendship the friendships is coming to an end. And the setups and stuff, the traps, and stuff is being set. Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And that's what you see going on. That whole Zelensky versus Trump situation, that was a division. The EU eventually nuking America. There's divisions going on because of these sanctions and tariffs that the U.S. is putting on these nations for dealing with Russia. If I'm not mistaken, they had put sanctions on nations that were dealing with China in certain ways. The Taiwan situation, was it Taiwan versus China? The EU nations. See, they all were in cahoots when it came to that New World Order. Now there's so much infighting and the inside going on. That's why this place ain't gonna be able to stand. From countries outside of America to just a little infighting that's within America. With the Democrat, Republican, and you know. This was all set up by the Lord, man. Esau doesn't have any power, man. And they can't do nothing to stop it, man. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings of the Lord Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? Right, so these nations were in cahoots when it came to bringing in this new world order. But that eventually fell apart. Scriptures say the nations have been deceiving the U.S. and taking her foreign aid. Her own allies have come against her. All that was being orchestrated by the Lord, man. And you see it playing out right in front of your face. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart, or the king's mind, is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. These countries' presidents are their kings. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Right, so the Lord is in control of man's everyday life, man's decisions. They were at peace, now they enemies. All controlled by the Lord, man. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Right, so America's allies, once they came against each other, start infighting, that was the downfall of America. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? See? And if I by Beelzebub cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out? Therefore they shall be your judges. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of the Most High, then the kingdom of the Most High has come unto you. Right, man. So the point is, Satan being divided against Satan, man. There's a lot of in-house fighting going on in America. And then there's a lot of fighting going on between the U.S. and other kingdoms who are a part of, who are supposed to be a part of the New World Order agenda. The same agenda. They got lots of treaties and pacts established to where they can be peaceful amongst each other and trade, right? But the U.S. is breaking a lot of those treaties, which got other nations pulling out of treaties, or, you know, just the sanctions part in the tariffs is enough to turn somebody against each other. Well, that's just one of the stages. The beginning stages was when the monetary system, when the currency was devalued. Once the elites put more money into the system, them austerity measures had kicked in. Since all the nations deal with the U.S. dollar, once the currency devalued, that brought a lot of nations to their knees, and they needed bailouts. And loans, or bailouts, loans, same shit, from other nations to help them stay afloat from dealing with the U.S. currency. That made a lot of their countries, or a lot of their people in their countries, protest and riot. Now they gotta be in bed and be in more debt and deal with nations that they probably didn't want to deal with, and you best believe that made them nations feel some type of way. Because, and what's the precept? Those that were at peace with thee, or these shall hate the whore and make her desolate with fire. Yeah, so, and it's all being controlled by Yahweh by Shemal Shai, man. So don't take what Trump said lightly. As well as we got the Passover coming up tomorrow at even. The Pesach. As well as the blood moon. The blood moon is a sign of the time, so this very much well can be the last Pesach, the last Passover. The Battle of Armageddon is already taking place, but it ain't extremely hot yet. The RFID microchip, the MOTB, is already here. It's just not made mandatory yet. You know? Those are the two major processes that would need to happen before the Lord returns. Because once that chip get pushed out mandatorily, and Esau try to come in like a flood, the Lord gonna lift up his standard, you know, to protect his men that did his work. So we gonna see how it all plays out. Man, what's the piece of Moses? The Lord already been giving his men spiritual power on a low scale. It starts with the word, but you know, brothers probably did some healing, did some miracles on a low scale every now and again. And more than likely it's been turning up because we are at the end. See, that prophecy has to happen as well. The brothers healing people. Same thing they did in the ancient world. Healed diseases. Got demons off of people. That's when 7 women are going to turn to one man. We're going to get to have as many women as we want to in them times. A bitch better not say shit or she gonna be casted out. Because the men rule over the women. It's not the other way around. The men are gonna be sent to protect the women and other brothers, not the other way around. So, you sisters that's listening to these videos, y'all better line up. Line up with the word on how a righteous holy woman is supposed to be living and acting. And then get in line, because there's going to be a lot of y'all in line that's seeking to please and be delivered. Because a man might not want to keep you. Your husband, one of these brothers who had to deal with all your shit, child support and all that, he might not want you around him in them days. Nope, bitch, move. Take your ass out there like how they did in the movie The Road. Take your ass outside into the darkness. We know the thing that's happening outside in the darkness is bitches getting raped and killed. Trafficked. Eat. Because that's what the darkness is going to consist of in them days. It's happening now. But as far as cannibalism, that's somewhere over in them eastern countries. Or South America or Central America. It ain't over here in the U.S. But it's going to come here. You bitches ain't got no chance. Y'all ain't got no voice. Scripture said she would learn. She was supposed to learn at home from her husband in silence, man. I just said a lot, but I'm going to get a precept for everything I just spoke on. It's Matthew chapter 10, verse 1. And when he had called unto his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of diseases. You got brothers and sisters with diseases. You got people that's going to come that want to be healed that got diseases. You got people that's in these mentally retarded states. Those are demons on them. The Lord gonna give his men spiritual power to heal those brothers and sisters. Right now it's starting with the word, because the word can do that. The word is healing people spiritually. But it's going to be turned up. It's going to be turned up. I think it's going to say it up in this verse. Say it up in here. Freely you have received, freely give. I'm going to have to get that one. Oh, no. Damn, I'm talking about the word. It's like, it's a precept. That brother's gonna be able to just go and heal. It's gonna be all ordained through the Spirit, of course, though. But it says, you know, we're gonna be able to just go heal anybody. Those are the men that have the spiritual powers. Now, the names of the 12 apostles are these: the first, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, James, and the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother, Philip, and Bartholomew, Thomas, and Matthew, the publican, James, the son of Alphaeus, and Lebbaeus, whose surname was Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him, who was replaced by Matthias in Acts, man. One thing the church got misconstrued also is that it was more than just 12 disciples. Apostles. That's why you need a teacher. This is Luke chapter 10, verse 1. After these things, the Lord appointed over 70 also. 70, this is just an example. 70 also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face into every city and place whither he himself would come. See? The Lord was sending people out. Just like how to be sent away means to be an apostle. He was sending them away. They were disciples. They didn't become apostles yet, as of yet. It says, therefore, said he unto them, the harvest truly is plenty, is great, but the laborers are few. An example of that is there are few men that the Lord has set up to do the work, but there are a number of elect, a number of the chosen that needs to be woken up and need to be taught. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. Right, man. Verse 3, go your ways. Behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves. Right, we the lambs, the sheep, the people who are contrary to the gospel are the wolves, just waiting to take us out, devour us. That's why the scripture say, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. The point I'm trying to get to is at verse 9. It says, go your ways. Behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves. Carry neither purse, nor scrip, nor shoes, and salute no man by the way. And into whatsoever house ye enter, first say, peace be to this house, which is Shalom. And then carry no purse and things of that nature. The Lord is going to provide that through the people. Verse 6, and if the Son of peace be there, and if the Son of peace be there, your peace shall rest upon it. If not, it shall turn to you again. Right, so when we go to teach these people, some people receive us, some people don't. And in the same house remain, eating and drinking such things as they give, for the laborer is worthy of his hire. Go not from house to house, and into whatsoever city ye enter, and they receive you, eat such things as are set before you. This is the point, verse 9. And heal the sick that are therein, and say unto them, the kingdom of the Most High is come nigh unto you. But into whatsoever city ye enter, and they receive you not, go your ways out into the streets of the same, and say, even the very dust of your city, which cleaveth on us, we do wipe off against you. Right, supposed to shake the dust off. If they don't receive you, you ain't got to go back to them. You got sent, they didn't receive you, go your way. Because if you don't go your way, they're going to turn against you and rend you, whether they start talking about you or try to fight you. Verse 11, even the very dust of your city which cleaveth on us, we do wipe off against you. Notwithstanding, be ye sure of this, that the kingdom of the Most High is come nigh unto you. Verse 12, but I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable in that day for Sodom than for that city. I'm not going to go into that. I just want to hit that point. But, hold on, wait, let me see. Okay. Luke chapter 17, verse, I'm finna jump. Verse 16. He that heareth you, heareth me. And he that despiseth you, despiseth me. And he that despises me, despises him that sent me. Right, so that's the order of it. If they despise you, they despise Yahweh Shai. They despise Yahweh Shai. They despise Yahweh. And how you people understand it is in this world, if you despise us, you despise so-called Jesus Christ. If you despise so-called Jesus Christ, you despise God. That's all that's saying. Verse 17. And the 70 returned again with joy. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. And that's why it's important to have the name for these niggas who said that they don't know the name, or you can call the Lord whatever you want to call him. Or just using that name, Jesus. The spirits are subject to us. These people don't have the power to do nothing to us. We got all the power through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Alright, so I can bear with me. All right, yeah, this is back in Matthew chapter 10. So we are, I'm going to just start from the top again and read it until I get to the point. And when he had called unto his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of diseases. Right, so it's more than 12 disciples. That precept that I gave was an example of 70 more disciples on top of the 12, but it's even more than that, man. That's why you see brothers that have risen up in other countries, as well as just about all 50 states, if not all 50 states right now. Whether they under the banner of GMS, the Apostles, Tahar, Gabar, etc., or not, but as long as they're teaching in sincerity and truth, following the doctrine that the Lord gave to the apostles. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these: the first, Simon, who was called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew the publican, James the son of Alphaeus, and Lebbaeus, whose surname was Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him, and Judas was replaced by Matthias. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and enter, which is the other nations, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, because the nation of Israel was took out of that city. The second Kings chapter 17, and them so-called African nations was put up in that city, them cities, or the Samaria. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? The so-called blacks, Latins, and Native Americans, because that's who the word is for. And as ye go, preach, saying the kingdom of the Most High is at hand, right? And we living in that time now. That was 2,000 years ago. The kingdom did get brought then. The kingdom did not get brought in them times. It's going to be brought in these times. Verse 8. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead. This is spiritual power. The Lord is going to give his men spiritual power. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils, the demons that's on people. Freely ye have received, freely give. See, this is the precept I was looking for. Provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses, nor scrip for your journey, neither 2 coats, neither shoes, nor yet staves, for the workman is worthy of his meat. That's going to be supplied too. And into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till you go thence. And when you come into an house, salute it, shalom. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you. Right, you got some people that want to hear the truth, some people that don't. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Right? You ain't got to go back and tell them shit. Once you didn't already told they ass, you ain't got to tell them nothing. If they come back, you can answer their questions. If they come back and ask you anything, you can answer their questions. And whosoever shall not receive you nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. Right? And you can apply that for now today. America is going to be done worse than Sodom and Gomorrah had got done. And just another thing that I just thought about, because back in the ancient world, Jake was going through the land of Israel teaching. That land of Israel is going to be destroyed also. Verse 16, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Right. So these people are wolves. You got to be harmless as serpents. I mean, it's harmless as serpents. Harmless as doves. Meaning don't go trying to fight everybody. You got to be spiritual. Can't be out here being carnal with people, because you got to get the message out. Because that's your job. That's your duty, to get the message out. Harmless as doves, wise. You got to be smart about how you move. You know, and what you say. How you say it. While getting this message out. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 1. There is therefore no condemnation to them which are in Yahushua, right? Those that are in Yahushua, whom are of the elect, cannot be condemned. Who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. So you're supposed to walk after the Spirit. The Spirit is this word, and not the flesh. Part of the flesh is getting carnal with people, not being wise as serpents and harmless as doves. For the law of the Spirit of life is Yahushua. For the law of the Spirit of life in Yahushua have made me free from the law of sin and death. Right? Because if you were still under the law, if you sin, you can be put to death. Because you can you're guilty of all. If I said it right. For the law of the Spirit of life in Yahushua, through Yahushua's sacrifice, have made me free from the law of sin and death. Right? Yahushua sacrificed himself so that we can receive grace, so that we don't be put to death for sinning. What the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, the Most High sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh, right? That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit, right? To walk in the flesh is to be of this world. To walk in the Spirit is to walk according to the gospel. For to be carnally minded is death. Right. Being carnally minded is going to lead you to death. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Right. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. Right. So if you in a carnal mind, you are against the Lord, and the Lord is against you, man. That's why you got to stay in the Spirit, because we got a job to do. The Spirit is what's keeping us strong and keeping us active and doing what we're supposed to do. Everybody else, the walking dead, see, we were woke up by the Spirit. Everybody else, the walking dead, got death coming because they are contrary to the Lord. Verse 8, Romans 8 and 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, right? The elect, the chosen, the ones that were sent forth, or are sent forth, and are being sent forth through the Spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Shai. We are the ones that are in the Spirit. Your pastors are in the flesh. The ones that's in these churches. These niggas that you see around you are in the flesh. These guys that call themselves Israelites that's not teaching the right doctrine are in the flesh. What's that nigga name? Alizar with the Sakari. He's not teaching the truth the whole way. They are in the flesh. And then with him and the homosexual shit that he took part in, that's all of the flesh. That's against the Lord, man. So they can't please the Lord, man. Romans 8 and 9. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit. If so be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now if any man have not the Spirit of Yahweh Shai, he is none of his. See? So the Lord not dealing with them, man. That's why he went and made that wicked ass homosexual act. The scriptures say homosexuals supposed to be put to death. Ain't no way in hell as a man you should think to buy no fucking dildo so that you can fuck a cracker in the ass, man. Or even get yourself fucked in the ass, nigga. Real quick, John chapter 6, verse 63. It is the Spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Right, so the Spirit is the scriptures, the true understanding of the scriptures, man. Alright, this is back in Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So you're supposed to be wise out here, moving in the spirit, not moving in the flesh, of the spiritual mind, not the carnal mind. This is Acts chapter 2, verse 1. This is another account where the Lord gave the men of the Lord spiritual powers. This is Acts chapter 2, verse 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of a fire, and it sat upon each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak with other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue? That's the sign of spiritual powers that was given. Wherein we were born, Parthians and Medes and Elamites and the dwellers in Mesopotamia. This is just the lands that they dwelt in. But they are all Israelites. Who was it? This was the southern kingdom: Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and in Judea and Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia in Egypt, and in the parts of Libya about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes. Proselytes is converts. Cretes and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of the Most High Yahweh. By Hashem, I was shy, because I was shy and I would have left. And they were all amazed and were in doubt, saying one to another, What meaneth this? Others mocking said, These men are full of new wine. Right. So that's prophecy. The Lord basically blessed them to be able to hear each other in different languages. If I speak Spanish, and that's if I speak Spanish and you speak English, you can't understand me unless you speak Spanish. Or if you speak Arabic and I speak Spanish, I can't understand you because you speak Arabic, and you can't understand me because I speak Spanish. That's what the Spirit of the Lord did, made it to where they could understand each other. That was a form of spiritual power. And that spiritual power is coming back today. I'm pretty sure you got brothers that got a council being able to do that. That's just a glimpse of what's to come. This is Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, which is in the east. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, Esau, the white man, when he sent his troops in. Because they going to be hauling people off to the concentration camps who don't take that shit, man. When all hell and stuff start breaking loose, they going to be killing people, man. Man and woman, boy and girl. Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. Right, the Lord gonna give his men spiritual power in that day to protect themselves and those whom the Lord want them to protect. Spiritual power gonna be given so that brothers can understand each other in different tongues, because you got brothers, that people that's gonna come in that don't speak English, and all of us don't speak Spanish and various other languages. We're gonna be able to understand each other. We're gonna go around healing people, for those who the Lord gives the spiritual power to, healing people of diseases,